While it goes without saying, I shouldn't have been expecting this, but at the same time, I guess I should have been. Yet, I'm still very surprised by the outcome of this, and I'm actually oddly kind of excited for it. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl was recently announced after being leaked. This seems to be a recurring thing, as previous games done by Game Mill for Nickelodeon tend to follow the same trend, which is really unfortunate, but hey, it happens for Sonic more times than it does to anyone else, so I guess it's fair game. And while it may look like another Smash clone that looks like shovelware, it might not actually be just that. And this isn't the first time Nickelodeon has tried their hand at making a fighting game for the beloved cartoon stars. If we take a trip down memory lane, back when Flash was still around on the internet, as a kid I used to play a ton of games on Nickelodeon's website, some of which were the first few iterations of what would become known as Superbrawl universe on mobile devices, and now All-Star Brawl, coming out this fall. Superbrawl. This Flash game pitched the idea of having various characters from Nick's popular cartoons, including franchises such as SpongeBob SquarePants, The Fairly OddParents, The Penguins of Madagascar, Fanboy and Chum Chum, Back at the Barnyard, Avatar The Last Airbender, and Danny Phantom, with countless sequels to follow up after it, such as Super Brawl 2, Super Brawl 3, Super Brawl 4, and the most recent iteration for the web version, Super Brawl World. The Super Brawl series has been a thing since 2010, and I remember playing these games and enjoying them somewhat. Even if they were just plain badly programmed Flash games on the web, something about it just kept me coming back to it, and I think it was just solely because of my love for the shows being up there, that I haven't really seen in a while, especially Danny Phantom being the #1 reason why I always went back to it. Now, what makes this game even more intriguing is that it could potentially spawn a competitive scene, and I for one am really looking forward to watching that become a possibility. Now, you may be wondering, how on earth would a licensed video game such as this one spawn such a competitive scene? Well, because it includes one thing that's very crucial to the performance in the game and overall, is something that will keep players playing, something known as Rollback Netcode. Now, what is Rollback Netcode? Well, actually, hey Google, what is Rollback Netcode?
Rollback netcode simulates or predicts upcoming frame inputs. If there's a mistake, the system rolls back to the correct input.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, so basically putting it into simpler terms, this basically helps reduce lag and corrects players' inputs, if anything were input during the lag to help revitalize the player rather than punishing them for their lagging. Let's give an example. We'll use Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, a game that doesn't use this system. If you're in an online match and you're lagging, trying your best to stay in the fight, but for whatever reason you notice that you're being bodied and none of your inputs, no matter what you're doing, is going through, well, that's basically why. Because there's nothing there to check for if anything were inputted while you were lagging, so therefore it won't roll back the input, and instead you'll be punished simply because your connection was just lacking in that moment. At least I think that's how it's best described. I'm not too big into the technical terms here, so here's a video that pretty much sums it up. Feel free to watch that after this to get a better understanding of how it improves fighting games and overall is a pretty good thing for a game to have, especially if a competitive scene were to spawn from it. Another big thing coming to this game is wave dashing. Yeah, you heard that right. Remember the maneuver used by Pro Smash Melee players? That's gonna be in this game. If you're new to the competitive scene for Melee or haven't heard of it, basically this technique allows a character to slide along the ground without walking or running, basically allowing a player to use their ground attacks while moving and still being able to use their defense maneuvers, such as sidestepping and shielding as well, which could potentially make more matches intense and more competitive if both players are able to perform at a similar skill level. Now, with those two things out of the way, there's still a lot more to talk about when it comes to this new fighting game. Being developed by Ludosity, I hope I pronounced that company's name right, better known for their other fighting game Slap City, which also has a competitive scene behind it, which could potentially lead to the better upcoming of All-Star Brawl's competitive scene. We'll just have to wait until more information releases to see what else is in store for this game. Amongst the characters already known to be coming to this game, who would you like to see? I know there are probably plenty more to come, but I think it'd be cool to do a prediction video, and maybe include some comments from this one in that as well. So let me know who you'd like to see in the comments down below. Also be sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions on the game overall. Is this something you're looking forward to picking up? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.